Business is about to pick up, folks. We are just days away from Fall Brawl, and look who's kicking things off. None other than the NWO, the most dominant faction in wrestling today. But let's not forget how last week's Monday Night Raw ended. Lex Luger, Booker T, and Diamond Dallas Page, three of WCW's strongest soldiers, turned their backs on the NWO, making it clear they're done being under the boot of Hogan and his boys.
And let's talk about the shocking moment when Hollywood Hogan, of all people, received help from the Giant, Bret Hart, and Sting against The Undertaker, Triple H, Farouk, and Kane. We've seen enemies become allies before, but I don't think anyone expected those three to stand beside Hogan.
JR, Scavone, I'm telling you, something's not right. Hogan and Sting on the same page, Hogan and Bret Hart on the same page. Give me a break. I don't buy it. And if you ask me, neither do Sting or the Hitman.
Can't wait to see Easy E get what's coming to him.
Our crowd has their ears open for whatever Eric Bischoff is about to say.
He's got some thoughts to share with the crowd.
Ladies and gentlemen, in case you haven't been paying attention, and let's be honest, you're probably too stupid to keep up. Last week, we made it crystal clear that the NWO still runs professional wrestling. And that brings us to Fall Brawl War Games, the most dangerous match in history. We needed the best. And so tonight, I'm here to announce the final team that will step inside that double steel cage and end this war once and for all.
Ready?
Tampa, Florida, weighing in at 388 pounds,
No matter how high the depth.
But before we get to that, I got something I need to say to two guys in particular. Two guys who think they can just waltz into my business and ride my coattails into Fall Brawl and Survivor Series. Sting, Bret Hart. You two just got gifted a spot inside the Elimination Chamber at Survivor Series. And while that's all fine and dandy, let me make something real clear, brothers. You better not step on my toes at War Games, because if you so much as look at me the wrong way, I will end you faster than The Undertaker did your little buddy Lex Luger last month.
The universe has expected a classic. I think it is destined to deliver.
Hogan, let me make something clear to you. I don't trust you. I never have, and I never will. You say I got gifted a spot in the Elimination Chamber? No, I earned it. And once I'm done putting The Undertaker down at Survivor Series, I'm coming for that WCW Championship. And Bischoff, I know what you're trying to do. You think you can stack the deck against me by putting me in a gauntlet match against WCW and WWF's best? You think that's gonna stop me? Let me remind you, every time the odds are stacked against me, I rise above them. I don't need anybody's help. I never have, and I never will.
The best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be.
and from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, weighing in at 235 pounds, Bret Hart.
The excellence of execution, absolutely no.
Stinger, I hear what you're saying, and I respect it.
Anymore.
But let me be clear. I didn't come to WCW to be walked all over by you, by Hogan, by Bischoff, or by anybody. I didn't come here to take a back seat to anyone. So yeah, we're both in the Elimination Chamber, and yeah, we're fighting side by side at War Games, but when it comes to that title, all bets are off.
Oh, you two think you got this all figured out, huh? You think I'm just handing you over to The Undertaker? Let me tell you something. If you want to point fingers at me, then tonight you two are going to pay. That's right, because our War Games Advantage match just changed. Tonight it's going to be Sting and Bret Hart against The Undertaker and Triple H in a no disqualification match.
Good Lord, what an announcement. Sting and Bret Hart just got thrown into a battle before the real war at Fall Brawl. And folks, coming up next, we have a preview of the Elimination Chamber as Kane takes on Ken Shamrock.
Not to mention, before we even went on the air, the Rock and Ric Flair got into a brawl backstage. We've got footage of that coming up before Kane and Shamrock throw down.
No, The Rock is here because The Undertaker, the Phenom, the Lord of Darkness himself, has been too busy playing house with Hollywood Hogan, too busy running around like some trench coat wearing lackey, too busy worrying about War Games, when he should be worrying about the Elimination Chamber. Because this Sunday, at Fall Brawl, inside of the most sadistic structure in all of professional wrestling, The Undertaker isn't just walking in as the so-called champion, he's walking into a match where he's got 5 hungry challengers breathing down his neck. Instead of worrying about the 5 men who are gonna tear you apart inside that chamber, you're out here holding hands with Hogan, jumping people in parking lots, and playing this little game of yours with WCW and the Ministry. But let The Rock remind you of something real quick. You may think you're the master of the mind games, you may think you're the Reaper, but the fact of the matter is this: no amount of dark magic, no amount of spooky lights, no amount of choke slams and druids are gonna stop The Rock from slapping the taste out of your dead ass mouth and walking out of that Elimination Chamber with the WWF Championship.
You're so busy flapping your gums about how you're going to win the WWF Championship at Fall Brawl that you forgot whose ring you're standing in. And if you ever come into WCW talking that trash again, I'll be the one to shut your mouth for good.
You know what, Nature Boy? The Rock has had just about enough of your tired, old, washed-up act. You want to talk about whose house this is? You want to run your mouth about respect? Well, how about The Rock show you exactly what happens when you step up to the most electrifying man in sports entertainment?
Wait a minute. What the hell is the Giant doing out here? This isn't his fight.
What's he doing out here? Hey, come on now! The guy just had a match. Thanks for the superstar that wanted me to let this guy get away with this crap. So all the way to the outside, thank goodness. Noble display by this man.
Absolutely exhausted. Put everything he had into the match. Here.
Listen up, all of you. War Games is about destruction. This match is not just about winning. It's about sending a message to the NWO, to WCW, to the entire world. We are here to make sure that every man who steps into that cage leaves broken, bruised, and destroyed. And once that cage locks, there's no escape from the pain we're about to inflict. Do not forget that. We're here to burn everything down. I can't wait to get my hands on the Giant. That's my first priority. His destruction will be my focus at War Games. But don't think for a second that I've forgotten about my title shot at the Elimination Chamber. I will win the WWF Championship, and when I do, the power I hold will be unmatched. Taker, you'll see that I am ready for that next step in my destiny. The championship. I've seen the hunger in your eyes, Kane. But remember, destruction comes first. Titles can wait. What happens inside that War Games cage will set the tone for everything. Focus on that, and everything else will follow.
Kane, you've got your title aspirations, but don't forget who's been running the ministry from the shadows. Taker's right. Destruction comes first. When we step into that cage, we leave everything out there. And if you're too distracted by your title shot, you might find yourself standing alone.
Enough. We're a team, and we stay united. There's no room for ego when we're inside that cage. Kane, Farouk, Triple H, keep your eyes on the goal. War Games is our destiny. Let's make sure we bring the darkness with us.
Folks, there you have it. The Ministry of Darkness is ready for War Games. But I've got to tell you, I'm not sure what to make of the tension between Kane and Farouk.
Hey yo, DDP, Luger, Booker T, you boys really thought you had a shot tonight? Huh, you really thought you could step up till the non-W and walk away in one piece? Nah, that ain't how this works. See, the problem with WCW is guys like you always talking about fighting for the company, fighting for pride, but lema tell ya sometin pride don't te win fights. Power 2, in the NWO, we got all the power. 6, Big Kev, and yours truly just proved that tonight, and now HS team to send a message.
But he got attacked! He's gonna pay for it! 3-on-1! Oh! This is an ugly, ugly scene. Tonight! Hard-fought victory, incredibly physical matchup, but earn the right to celebrate here tonight. Oh, wait, this is more fun than celebration. Oh, this from behind. More fun. This is classless. Oh, steel steps. Come on. I'm not quite sure what. Why did they? He's got a steel chair. No. Somebody stop this. Well, the official can. He just went hightailing. Oh, there we finally go. Some help. At the last possible second. Thank goodness he was here. Yeah, that could have got ugly quickly. These two teams could have the match of the year. What is this team doing out here? Sportsmanship every once in a while. No, apparently it's too much to ask. You win the match, now you gotta brutalize the losers. Even Graves can't defend those actions. You're right about that one. Yeah, these two really proud of themselves now.
I think I'm cute. I know I'm sexy. I've got the looks, the drive to go wild. I've got the move.
Sting, we both know Hogan better than anyone. And if there's one thing that's always been true about him, it's that he only cares about himself. The guy doesn't give a damn about WCW, the NWO, or anyone else. If he's in this fight, it's for his own ego.
You don't have to tell me, Bret. Hogan's been playing games for years, but I'm done playing. I challenged him to a match before all of this, and he thinks I just forgot because the ministry showed up? No. This is about what they did to Goldberg. This is about the ministry thinking they can ruin WCW. When we step into that cage, I don't care if it's The Undertaker, Kane, Farouk, or Hunter Hearst Helmsley, or anyone else. They're going to regret ever thinking they could take down WCW, And when we're done taking care of our business at War Games, I'll see you and Taker inside of the Elimination Chamber, where I will become the WWF Heavyweight Champion.
Bret, Sting. You talk about Hogan like he's your biggest problem. But at War Games, your greatest threat is standing before you. You see, the Ministry of Darkness isn't here to play politics. We are here to destroy. And when the dust settles, WCW, the NWO, and the WWF will all bow before the darkness. And as for Hogan, I know you're watching. I know you're lurking in the shadows, plotting your next move. But it won't matter, because tonight, I will take on two men from your team, Bret Hart, Sting, and I will secure the War Games advantage for my ministry. You can't stop what's coming. None of you can.
Well, if that doesn't send chills down your...
30 pounds, the World Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, The Undertaker. And here we go.
Damn it. The Ministry is here, and they're taking full advantage of the no DQ stipulation. This is exactly what The Undertaker wanted.
WCW is done, JR. The Ministry is about to take the advantage into War Games.
Oh, are you guys ready? This could be something.
It's do or die for the Hitman.
Cover. There's no one left to stop them.
It's absolute mayhem in the ring. Hogan and the Giant are evening the odds.
But is Hogan here to help WCW or just himself? This is bedlam. All hell has broken loose. This isn't a wrestling match anymore. This is a war, and we're just days away from the ultimate battleground inside War Games. Sting has given WCW the advantage inside War Games, but at what cost? The battle lines have been drawn, and the war is about to reach its boiling point. Who will survive inside that double steel cage?
And what about Elimination Chamber? Kane, Bret, Undertaker, Sting, Shamrock are all stepping into that unforgiving structure. But what about The Rock? Who will walk out as the WWF champion?
I don't know who to trust. I don't know who to bet on, but I do know this. Sunday at Fall Brawl, the wrestling world will never be the same again.